My peoples. My peoples. Bam! Welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. Y'all know what we doing, man. We talking boxing. But first, let me just say good morning to everybody. You know, God gave us another day. We up, my peoples. Another day that we breathing, that we could move around, that we got freedom to do things. God did a beautiful thing for us today, man. Yes, sir. First of all, man, let me give a shout out to everybody already tuning in. Side in the building, Toy Mafia, the Lunatic Librarian. What's the deal, my G? Marie. Yo, fellas, come on now. We talking boxing this morning. The Lunatic Librarian. Hit you up on WhatsApp, my boy. Check it, my peoples. This morning, we're going to be talking about the latest Tank Davis update. Plus, we got Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson going down tomorrow. We got to talk about that, of course. Championship fight, super fight. We've all been waiting for it. We all want it. We all been making predictions. It's going down, my peoples, tomorrow. But let's kick this thing off with the latest Tank Davis update. Tank Davis is a free man. And it ended up being exactly what I told people yesterday. You know, some people had told me, hey, look, man, Tank, his bond is only $16K. Why he not out yet? That's not money for him. And I told a few people, most likely, he has to see a judge first, because the judge is probably going to impose some restrictions. So it's not the same as, you know, you bonding out and you just seeing a bondsman or a bondswoman paying it and leaving. He had to see the judge first. So I was like, most likely, once he sees the judge, they're going to set some conditions and he'll be able to get out. And that's what happens. Tank Davis got in front of this lady who's the judge, I guess, over there in Miami, where, you know, he had the legal situations, and she set the bail conditions. Tank Davis, and that's the norm. You know, if it's a domestic violence case, then most likely you're gonna see that happen, where they're gonna say you can't contact the party on the other side, you can't reach out to them, you can't be within a certain distance from them, all of that stuff. She said these are the restrictions or the bail conditions. Do you understand? Tank Davis said yes, and that's it. By now, I'm guessing Tank Davis is at home chilling, back free. And let's see where this whole situation is going to go. Because, you know, usually when it's a first time, people don't get sent to jail. If it's a first time, they'll you know, maybe have you go to anger management classes, maybe put you on probation, and all these other things. In Tank Davis' case, I'm not sure how it's going to play out, because obviously he's had priors. He's had situations with, with this female. She's alleging it happened multiple times, but he's had situations with other females. It's pretty much documented, the situation that he had in the basketball court. That's on video. And apparently, in this case, they have it on video too. Apparently, because what she alleged is that he went to a place of business, the Tootsie Gentleman Club, which is a strip club, and she says that he grabbed her by the hair and the neck and dragged her downstairs and then wouldn't let her leave, but eventually he let her go and she ran away. And apparently that they have that stuff on video. I don't know how much they have, but when they talk about the warrant and afterwards, I'm not sure if it was, somebody within Miami PD who said, or maybe I read somewhere that they had video of some of the altercation. So, in these situations, like I said, if you've been involved in previous cases that are similar, it might lead to jail time. But right now, we don't know how this is going to play out. The Lunatic Librarian. Probation is a trap. Of course. Of course. I mean, there's two sides to see it in reality, because we could say it's a trap, but it's not a trap if you're not going to get in trouble. If you're not going to get in trouble again, if you're not going to do nothing crazy, it's not a trap. It's only a trap if you still got. And it's going to be a trap because eventually it's going to catch up to you. But if you're going to change your life around, look, I know people that to avoid 3 months in jail, they took 5 years probation. It's like, damn, 5 years probation? I would have took the 3 months. But guess what? They went, got themselves a job, started going to school, changed their life around. And that 5-year probation didn't feel like anything because they were just really living a normal life. So if you live in a certain lifestyle, probation is never going to catch up to you because you're just not going to get in trouble. Like right now, I do 10 years probation. Why? Look at my lifestyle. I create boxing content. I go to work. I'm taking care of my son. I'm a married man with a family. So probation wouldn't be shit to me. But if you live in a certain lifestyle, probation, you're going to be cooked because eventually it is going to catch up. The Lunatic Librarian, T-Pain. I'm in love with a stripper. Damn, man. Tank Davis, man. I used the phrase yesterday, Captain Save-A-Ho. And I don't mean it in a disrespectful way to the young lady. I don't want to put it out there like that. But women that are working in a strip club, they out there to get that money. They trying to get that paper. They do not see you as husband material. They do not see you as the guy. They see you as a trick. When you walk in a strip club, you a trick to all those ladies. They trying to make money. That's it. So Tank Davis, man, you got a girlfriend in a strip club, bro, and you want her to be faithful, and you want her to answer your calls, and you want her to not talk to no other guys. Come on, man. Come on. And them young ladies that's working in a strip club, they there to make money. So guess what? They're going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tell you, oh, I miss you. I never met nobody like you. You're different than all the other guys that come here. They're going to tell you all that shit because their job is to get that bag off of you. But guess what? The Tootsie Gentleman Club in Miami, Tank Davis not the only millionaire that goes in there. There's athletes, rappers, celebrities, all type of celebrities that go there. There's people that got more money than Tank that go over there. So you're not the only star in the building. And Tank went over there, got himself a girlfriend, and ended up crashing out. It seems like. Now, those are allegations. Allegedly, he crashed out on Shorty. I haven't seen no video. I haven't seen no evidence that it happened. But that's what they're alleging. Frontline, chat, familia. Salute, family. Bam. Wally Amam. What up, Jay? It's fight weekend, and your channel is stuck with me. Salute, my brother. You know it. We are going to be talking about Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, which, by the way, you guys know I'm calling them fights. Calling them fights. Clifton Dennis, I thought I wasn't getting any boxing for breakfast today. Of course, my brother. Of course. We don't miss, my G. Normally, 6:30 a.m. Eastern time. Today, a little bit later because I went out running and my run was a little bit longer than the usual. So, but we always coming through, my brother. Definitely going in. Wally Amam. Guess what, Jay? Tank got a girlfriend in the club, and he's not the only one wifing a bottle girl. I mean, he not the only one wifing a bottle girl, but I'm going to tell you right now, wifing a bottle girl, that is straight up goofballery. I'm sorry to tell you, bro. Straight up goofballery. You know why? Because whether the athletes and celebrities understand it or not, that bottle girl, she see you like the bag. To that bottle girl, you a trick. You think she in love with you. You think she want to be with you. But no. There's people who walk in that club that got more money than Tank. There's people who walk in that club that are a bigger name than Tank. And she gonna rock with them just the same way she rock with them. And I said this yesterday. This is quite common. Mr. Bonilla, Tank can't stand the fact that he ain't the biggest or the richest man in Tootsie. Come on, bro. Tootsie is a place where you get NBA players who make more money, that way more money than Tank. You got, imagine you get an NBA player that walk in the house with a $50 million contract. And you can say, oh, Tank might make something like that in one fight. But guess what? Some of these guys been doing it. Got a bigger house than Tank. Got more cars, more jewelry, more money, more everything than Tank. So when he walk up in Tootsie, he ain't the biggest dude in there. But I've seen, and I said this yesterday, I've seen a lot of men crashing out on women like this because they don't understand what's going on. When they realize that they're a trick, they crash out. Because at the end of the day, yo, listen, I've been to strip clubs. I got friends that were strippers. These girls, no guy that walk in there, they see them as husband material. No guy, because they know these guys, they go to strip clubs, they be getting mad hoes, they be doing their thing. That's how they see you. They see you like a trick. They see you like somebody, I'm going to get as much money as I can from this dude. And then when I can't get no more money, when it's not looking good, I'm going to bail on him. Mr. D. Bonilla, I'm sorry to say, but bottle girls, strippers, etc. will be just to up. I'd never wife somebody like that. No offense to them. And no, look, most of those women are not going to take offense to that. You know why, Mr. D. Bonilla? Because they know that's what you're there for. They know that's what Tank Davis is there for. These women they smart, baby. Strippers and bottle service girls and everybody working in there, they not dumb. People have this notion like this, these girls be dumb chicks. Nah, they smart young ladies that happen to be stripping. So they already on their game. Every dude that step up in here is a potential trick that I could get the bag from. But they play smart. They're going to tell you, oh, I miss you. Listen, any one of us could walk in that strip club, right? On most days, we can't afford it. On most days, I can't afford it. But they got like Thursdays, I think it is, where you get the bottle of Grey Goose for $200. Guess what? I'm not an alcoholic. I could walk up in there with 2 people, 3 people, and we never going to down that whole bottle of Grey Goose. So all I got to take to Tootsie's is $200 for a bottle and $200 to break in singles to throw it around. With $400, think about this, with $400, 4 people can go to Tootsie's. 4 people, $100 a pop. And be up in there throwing 100 singles, $1 bills and shit. And spend a couple of hours in there. And guess what? The shorty that's over there on that night, even though she see that I'm only throwing dollar bills, even though she see I only got 1 bottle of Grey Goose, if she sit down with me for a second, she gonna be like, I never met nobody like you. You're different than all the other guys. You know why she's gonna do that? She don't give a fuck about me. She's gonna do that because I'm a potential trick. I'm a potential customer. I might bring in more money for her. I might bring in more friends for her. But they do that to everybody. So when this chick told Tank Davis, you different. I never met anybody like you. You just special. Tank believed her. There's people that believe it, like, damn, this chick really likes me and she want to be with me. No, she don't want to be with you. She trying to get that paper. She there to work. So that's why it's not just Tank Davis. A lot of dudes be crashing out on strippers. You know why? And bottle service girl. You know why? Because guess what? She was supposedly dating Tank Davis for 5 months. Try to think about how much money Tank Davis spent on her in those 5 months. Try to think about the type of gifts that he bought for her. Whether he bought her expensive purses or jewelry or expensive gear to wear, or gave her money straight cash. Oh, I got to pay my rent and I don't got money. Yeah, here's 10K. Handle that. Whatever it is. But what you think happens when a dude been spending mad money on a girl and then she cut you off? Because now she got another dude that got more money than you giving her money to. And she like, yeah, I can't keep rocking with you. A lot of men be crashing out. There's dudes that be like, oh shit, this bitch see me like a trick. Man, fuck her. But there's dudes out there that'll crash out. Like, oh shit, she took all my money and now she don't want to rock with me no more. Oh, nah, we're going to have a problem now. We're going to have a problem. And look at the way that the situation played out. The allegations from her side is that she was seeing Tank Davis. He put hands on her a couple of times, and then she cut him off. And after she cut him off, that's when he ended up going to her place of work and supposedly did what he did, allegedly, right? He couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle the fact that, damn, I've been giving this chick money or gifts or all that for 5 months, and now all of a sudden she cut me off. A lot of dudes, they do that. They black out. Boxer addicts. I'm a father of 2 kids, and I whooped them good because they broke my TV. So they gonna sleep tonight. Damn. Marie, I did watch one video about Tank because we got so much to talk about this weekend. Only it's enough, and like I said, some upset is gonna happen tomorrow. At least one upset. And those 3 different cards, it's a lot of good fights, man. A lot of good fights tomorrow. Wally Amam, I hate to admit that this is the generation of men that wasn't taught by men who know how those females are. You know what it is, Wally Amam? And this sucks. This really sucks. But this is the generation of men who oftentimes just grew up with mom dukes. Sad to say it. Oftentimes grew up with mom dukes, auntie, aunt, grandma. Grew up around women saying, men ain't shit, men ain't shit. So they grew up not listening to men. Instead, they grew up listening to a woman that always told them since they was little kid that men ain't shit. So now, oftentimes, that's what you get. You know, the funny thing is, I think it's hilarious when women say, I don't need a man. I don't need a man. I raise my kids by myself. Okay, you raise your kids by yourself, but damn, look, you think you're going to raise your kid like a man? You think you're going to discipline your kid like a man? Nope. You need a father figure in your life. Even the guys that don't grow up with a father and they have a father figure, they have, whether it's a good stepdad, a actual real stepdad, not them fake-ass stepdads, they have a chance to be a man that understands a lot of things. Unfortunately, there's too many men that's growing up that don't really understand how these women move. And they really think, this chick is going to fall in love with me. And you get to see right there, too, you know, it doesn't matter how much money you got. You could fall for the wrong chick. Tank Davis fell for the wrong chick. If you have anger issues, if you have issues where you get violent, you got no business trying to get with a stripper. Or with a bottle service girl or anybody that work in a strip club. Because ultimately, you're going to crash out. When you find out that you a trick and she's just trying to get that paper, you're going to crash out. You setting yourself up for failure. The lunatic librarian, Tank name and lights on fight weekend for the wrong damn reason. Facts. But it's for the wrong reason, but I think it also shows what a big star Tank Davis is. Because you got to think about it. You have Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. You have Carlos Adames, who's also going to be defending. You have Shushu Carrington, who's going to be fighting. You have Keyshawn Davis, who's fighting Jermaine Ortiz. In Puerto Rico, you got Xander Sayers. There's a lot of fights this weekend. And we're talking about Tank Davis. We are going to be talking about those fights. But that's how big of a star Tank Davis is right there. That shows you. Boxing fans want to see Tank fighting. We want to see him in the ring. So this sucks for us because we don't know where this situation is going to lead to. We don't know if Tank is going to be able to fight under these conditions, if he's going to have to wait for the case to be resolved. I think, remember I told you this, Based on the bail conditions, I think that Tank Davis is going to be able to fight while out on bail. I think he might be able to fight. Because the conditions that I heard from the judge, I didn't see the whole hearing, but the conditions that I heard from the judge is just that he simply got to stay away from that girl. He can't. And that's normal. You can't contact her. You can't come within a certain distance from her, all of that stuff. But I didn't see anything about him not being able to work. So you never know. Hopefully, Tank Davis could get back in the ring and get his mind right. And because I know when you're boxing, you could get away from that. When you're training and focus on what you want to do, you can mentally get away from all that stress that situation is going to bring you. Shaggy, happy Friday, my G. Salute, my brother. Bam! Danny on the ground. Tank out there throwing uppercuts on these strippers. Allegedly, listen, allegedly, we ain't seen no proof of anything, so we don't know. Mr. D. Bonilla, for Tank to go up in a strip club and drag a shorty out shows a lot about him. He's so insecure outside of boxing. He needs to know his worth. He's got to learn. It happens. But it's what I told you, my brother. I've seen a lot of men crash out, you know, whether it's a stripper, bottle service girl, on women who work and live this lifestyle. I see men crashing out all the time. If you know you the crash out type, you got no business dealing with these women. None. Why? Because you're going to end up crashing out. What do you think is going to happen when you spend all this money? You buying the Louis purse for her. You buying the Gucci purse. You buying the expensive shoes. You bought her the necklace. You bought her the ring, the diamond ring. You bought her all this stuff. And now she's saying, yeah, I don't want to fuck with you no more. I'm done with you. Those be crashing out. Because, look, that's the one thing, man. And it's not a Tank Davis thing. It's dudes that got money. They feel like, a lot of dudes feel like, I spent this much money on you. I gave you this much money. I own you. You got to pick up the phone. When I call you, one ring, you better pick that shit up. When I tell you jump, you jump. You better not talk to nobody. You know, there's this sense of you got to do what I say. So when these chicks is like, nah, man, I ain't going to do what you say. Fuck out of here. Those be crashing out because they feel like they done already bought that kitty cat. I own that kitty cat. Nah, we never own it, my peoples. Remember that. You never own that kitty cat. Simple as that. It could just go away when you least expect it. Clifton Dennis, whoop the kids good. Wally Ahmad, wait, Jay. Don't add Keyshawn to the list until he makes weight. Let me tell you something interesting about Keyshawn Davis, bro. He weighed himself like 3 weeks before the fight. And he was only like 3 pounds over. So, 100% he made weight. You know, 3 weeks before the fight would be 10 pounds over, 15 pounds over. 3 pounds, he right there. He probably made weight over a week ago. See, Graf, he better because them lawyers are going to cost. Them lawyers is going to be expensive. They're going to be expensive, of course. Especially when you have priors. And that's going to come up in this case. They are going to, you know, when they trying to prosecute him, they're going to say, look, it's not the first time. He's already had this situation. That. Because one thing is allegations, and it's another when it's on video. I haven't seen any video of anything. But if you go in a strip club and you put your hands on an employee there and like to remove them or whatever it is, 9 times out of 10, it is going to be on video. Every strip club has a bunch of cameras for the safety of the employees and everybody who goes there, whatever. So if Tank Davis, you guys, most of you seen the video of him dragging his baby moms out of the basketball court and taking her into a private area. The cameras actually followed him, and somebody followed him to the back, and then in the back, they was following him, but he took her to like a back room somewhere where nobody could see what was going on. That video's out. And now there may be another video where he drags a shorty out of her place of work and also drag her into a place where nobody could see them. That's not good. If it is on video, they're going to say, look, he did that before, and look what he did now. There's a pattern. There's a behavior here. So because of that, I don't know if they're going to send Tank Davis to jail. I don't know if they're going to give him a few months to think about it. Hey, take this little 6 months. Go sit down in jail. I don't know if it's going to play out like that. Mr. D. Bonilla, Tank's whole life was boxing. He has not experienced on women intellectually. Physical is easy, but intellectually is different. That's a fact. You talking fact. But what you're saying, Mr. D. Bonilla, that's high IQ shit that most people do. Not most people, but a lot of people won't understand it. A lot of people just figure, yo, he got a lot of money, do what he say, and have a good time with him. But when you're talking about building an actual relationship, is more than just money and you hit it whenever you feel like it. And she answers your call whenever you feel like it. Don't work that way. Marie, nah, he can't fight right now. Even if he can, he wouldn't do it because he got too much going on. So it's difficult for him to focus on it. But did y'all see the press yesterday? Jeremy Burns. Okay, hold on. We got the first dummy in the building that's dying to get the hell out of here. Get out of here, dummy. Wale Ama. But it will be the guys that date strippers that try to make fun of guys like Buck Crawford being married to his wife. Talking about Tank fans. I mean, listen. Oh, and I said this yesterday. Don't fall in love with a stripper. Don't fall in love with a bottle service girl. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you're going to look goofy as hell. You're going to end up crashing out and look bad. Sean Johnson, good morning, champ. Shakur by decision. There you have it. There you have it. Shakur Stevenson is by decision. Hold on, we got another dummy in the building. We got to get another dummy out of here. Oh, yeah, it was some dummy that was trying to get attention. I agree with you. I got Shakur by decision, but I wouldn't be surprised if he wins this fight by stoppage. Wouldn't be surprised. See, Grab, he's better off just paying Shorty to shut up. That's the problem, see, Grab. They passed that point. He cannot pay Shorty. He cannot pay Shorty to shut up anymore. Because you could do that in a civil suit. In a civil suit, you can't do that. That's it. This is a criminal case. Not only is it a criminal case, but at this point, he already saw the judge who ordered him, part of the bail conditions, you cannot reach out to her, you cannot talk to her, you cannot have somebody from your team reach out to her. So if Tank Davis tries to offer her money at this point, it's going to be witness tampering and his bail going to get revoked and he's back in jail. If Shorty contact the police and says, yo, he had somebody contact me trying to offer me money, Tank goes right back to jail. So he can't. That's it. You can't offer no more money. Now you got to deal with the case. Hawks Bafflesworth. What's going on with Tank? Tio going to whoop Shakur all night. So Tank Davis made bail. He's a free man. Tank Davis is free right now. Marcus Jackson released him. He's free. That's it. He posted bail, saw the judge. They set bail conditions. So my guess is that right now Tank Davis at home chilling. The Hydro Grind. Good morning, my brother. Bam, Marie. Keyshawn for sure gets the W. Yo, yesterday I was with my Puerto Rican brother, Camachito, and the chosen one. And he tells me that he feels like Jermaine Ortiz can win that fight. And I see a lot of people feeling like Jermaine could win it. My Puerto Rican brother, my Dominican brother, Jermaine Ortiz, I support him. But I can't lie to you. I see Keyshawn Davis winning that fight. Hogs Baffleworth, Tank Rich. Who cares if he got some minor charges? Dude, Rich. He just do a little time or get a lawyer and flap them gums. Pay a fine and done. It's not that simple, man. He rich, but You know the stuff about putting hands on women, you could see it as a minor charge. But when you're on tape doing it, and you're on tape doing it multiple times, it turns into more than a minor charge. And let me tell you something. If you look at the charges, and then you look at the history, he could land in jail, bro. Nobody want to land in jail. And you're a millionaire, you got all types of money. Bro, even if they send Tank to jail for 6 months, he'll be going crazy. He'll be going crazy. 6 months will have him going crazy. Nobody want to go to jail, bro. Nobody. Dodger grind. Yeah, last night at the press conference, it solidified my pick with Jermaine Ortiz. He ready. He pulled out the belt. He was like, belt to ass. The lunatic librarian. Tank ain't rich. Now he rich, bro. He rich. Trust me, he rich. Tank Davis has seen a lot of big paydays. He's seen a lot of money. He ain't blow his fortune. Trust me. They caught him shopping, bro. He literally got caught shopping in the fashion district in Miami. Wally, I'm out. Wait, Jay. Now I have Shakur by decision, but you really feel like it can be a possible stoppage? Honestly, it could happen, bro. It could happen. I'm not, it's not cap. I ain't capping, bro. If Shakur cut Teofimo, he gonna be, focusing, putting hands on that cut. It could get worse and then it could get stopped. It could be a stoppage. Brascarell, greeted from the main streets of North Omaha, Nebraska, the stomping grounds of Terrence Bud Crawford. As far as Tank concerned, you can't make this ish up. You can't. Tank Davis, and I think this highlights the fact that it doesn't matter whether you got a lot of money or you broke, but a woman, a woman who lived that lifestyle, the stripper, the bottle service girl, she can derail you. She can make you crash out and mess up everything you got going on for yourself. Rich people ain't the exception. Sometimes people think, oh, he got a lot of money, so he get mad chicks, he do whatever he want. Guess what? He crashing out over a bottle service girl. You're not supposed to be trying to wipe them chicks, and that's what he tried to do. It backfired brutally. Hogs Baffersworth, nobody want to go to jail, but jail easier if you rich. Nah, my G. It don't matter how much money you got. At some point, jail is the same for everybody. You're still gonna be in jail in population with the same people. You still gotta go to the same cafeteria as everybody else. Your commissary is still gonna have a limit, just like everybody else commissary. It's not like you could put $20 million in your commissary. You still gotta wear the uniform just like everybody else. Nah, bro. Nobody in fact, Hogs Baffersworth, jail is harder for rich people. It's harder because you got your Lamborghini out there. You got your mansion. You got all the stuff that you can't enjoy. Now you got to sit here and sleep in the same type of bed as everybody else. Go to the same yard as everybody else. It's harder for rich people. Mr. D. Bonilla, Shakur versus Tio, a draw. Nah, Shakur's going to beat him. Shakur is going to win by unanimous decision, possibly by stoppage. Clifton Dennis, it can be a stoppage, but we do agree, unlikely, right? Honestly, the odds are against it. We have to agree on that. The odds are against it because, number one, Teofimo Lopez is a great fighter. Number two, he ain't never been stopped. So it's hard to predict that somebody who never been stopped is going to get stopped. But I'm saying it can happen. The lunatic librarian, plus 450 for Ortiz at the sports book. He's expected to lose. You could put money on him and make a shitload of money if he wins, but he's not going to win, unfortunately. That's my guy, my Dominican brother, Jermaine Ortiz. I support him, but you guys know, I don't tell you who's going to win, who's going to lose based on who I like. I tell you the outcome based on what I see happening. Hakeem Lako. No way I'm paying a subscription, then the pay-per-view, I'm out. A subscription and then the pay-per-view, what are you talking about? You don't have to. You could just pay the pay-per-view and that's it. A lot of people do that, bro. That's the beauty of it. Just like Netflix. You know how many people didn't pay a Netflix subscription for Crawford versus Canelo? They just pay the pay-per-view for the fight. They say, nah, I'm not going to pay a Netflix subscription. I'm going to get Bud versus Canelo fight and that's it. Braskarov, straight from a movie, a bad one. Man, one of them B movies and shit that goes straight to video. Army Dad, good morning, Jay Smith. Army Dad checking in from Philly. Ooh, Philly in the building. I agree with Shakur about possible stoppage. I saw you in a clip doing road work. Do you run for distance or time? I run for both, distance and time. But I'm pretty sure you may understand that running for time when it's long distance is not the same as running 100 meters. So I don't do the sprints, the 100-meter dash and all that stuff. I don't do that. But I do try to do time in long distance. So for example, I ran 9 marathons. God willing, I'm going to do my 10th this year. And in 26.2 miles, my fastest marathon is 3 hours and 40 minutes. I would like to beat that time. In 10K or 6 miles, my best time is, I think, 33 minutes. No, I'm wilding. Like 42 minutes is my best time in 10K. So this year I'm gonna run a marathon, and you never know, man. I might get in shape and do my best time. I'm trying to beat that 340. Hakeem, Tank seems ready to transition to modeling. Braskarov, what? Jail is the bottom of humanity. That's what I'm saying, man. For people to say, yeah, Tank gonna be good in jail because he got money. Man, maybe you never been to jail. Jail ain't good for nobody. It don't matter if you got money or if you go broke. Jose Cole, I'm not a Tank fan anymore, man. I can't. Braskarov, the worth life to live. I know. You see what I'm saying? Those of us who been there, we know what that's about. You know what it is. How you going to think, even if you rich, guess what? Somebody going to tell you at what time you eat. Somebody going to tell you at what time you take a shower. Somebody going to tell you at what time you go to sleep. You ain't shit in jail no matter how much money you got. No matter how much you got, you ain't shit. Braskarov, the worst life to live. I know. Facts. Tony T, good morning. I have Shakur winning easy. See him dropping TO for show. Shakur 9-3-8-4, easy work. But don't be surprised if Shakur stops TO because he can catch TO with some lunging in, desperate. Tony T. You kind of beat me to it because I was going there. If Shakur gets far ahead on the cards, and let's say they in round number 7, round number 8, and Shakur's almost pitching a shutout, you're going to see Teofimo making mistakes. You're going to see Teofimo now trying to get the knockout, now trying to, do something big. And that's where you start making mistakes. And that's when you get dropped. You could get knocked out. You could get hurt. Remember, my peoples, you ain't never seen Shakur fighting at 140. This is his debut in that division. He's going to be the biggest and strongest that we ever seen him. So keep that in mind. You start making mistakes versus a guy like Shakur Stevenson, he's going to make you pay. And by the way, people forget this, but I don't. T.O. been hurt to the body. Y'all remember when he got folded? He been hurt to the body. And Shakur has dropped and stopped opponents to the body. I'm just going to put that out there. Do with it what you will. Hogs Baffleworth. Yeah, but if you're rich and in jail, your morale better. You going home to money. If you poor, you fucked in jail. Morale down. Nightmare time. Nah, man. Listen, you can have moments where you could be like, I got money. But your morale ain't shit when somebody tell you, put your pants down. Open your butt cheeks. Shut up. Bro, you get treated like shit in jail. Your morale ain't gonna be nowhere near good once you start living that lifestyle and you understand that you ain't shit. Marie, if Tio wants to win, he needs to do something special because everybody is against him. The whole boxing world, the judges don't. Nah. You see, you wildin'. The judges and the ref, they not against him. They not against him. Now you going into more into conspiracy. Oh, I think the judges and I think, but nah, that's not the case. The lunatic librarian Stevenson is plus 270. Ethan Weiss, are you a coach? No, sir. I'm not a coach. I work with a lot of coaches, and I've done a little bit of coaching myself, but I'm not a coach. I can't take credit for that. The Hydro Grind, you have to be subscribed to the Zone to buy the pay-per-view. Yeah, but you could literally get 1 month subscription. No, and I think there's a way that you could buy the pay-per-view alone, and you get like a 1 month subscription, and then that's it. You out of there. Francis Coaponte. I'm from North Philly. T.O. by TKO. Salute, family. And yo, salute to everybody in Philly. I've been getting a lot of love from Philly, and I always appreciate it. We know that Philadelphia is a boxing state. Great fighters have come from Philly, and now you guys got Jerome Boots Ennis over there repping Philly to the fullest. Mr. D. Bonilla. For Netflix, it makes sense to sign up for $8 for the month versus buying the pay-per-view. Isco, pay-per-view is free with the $50 subscription. You actually get 12 pay-per-views a year for free. Oh, you see? Not bad at all. See, grab, that's crazy. That ain't no joke. Braskarov, count time. The lunatic librarian. Jail, stank air, shitty water, and concrete for days. Man, nobody want to be there. See, grab, jail is demoralizing. The notion that in jail you're going to be good and your morale's going to be up because you got money. You crazy, bro. Because you got money, you're going to have 5, 6 motherfuckers hounding you. Talk about, yeah, we protected you. We're going to need you to get us these soups. We're going to need you to get us these cheese. We're going to... The hardest dude. You see Tank Davis, he go to jail, he gonna have to be buying food. He gonna have to be filling up other people's commissary to avoid from getting jumped. He ain't gonna go to jail and have people kissing his ass. There's motherfuckers in jail trying to survive, trying to do whatever it takes. Tank Davis, you rich, you know what you is in jail? A target. Now, you got 5 people, 5 big-ass dudes that's protecting you. You the man. No, you're not the man, because all 5 of these dudes, now you got to have their commissary filled up the whole time you there. Francisco Aponte, no way Shakur wins. T.O. by TKO. Whoa. Listen, and I've been saying that. Fans believing that Shakur's going to win is not unanimous. Francisco, there's a lot of people that agree with you that's been going on this show and say, yo, nah. It ain't going down like that. Teofimo's going to knock him out. A lot of people feel that way. Braskarov, both better not get winded. It's a wrap. So I'm going to say this, Braskarov. My perception is that Teofimo and Shakur are going to show up in great shape. They're both going to be the best versions of themselves. And that's what's going to make this fight a heck of a fight. Heck of a showdown. The lunatic librarian. I'm saying it now. As I've stated before, Shakur is stopping T.O. by cuts in the 10th round. Whoa. You see, you being super specific with that prediction. If it hit, if you actually bet on it and it hit, you're going to be making dough. Clifton Dennis. Big, strong Shakur. Bro, look at Shakur at 140. Look at him. He looked bigger than ever. He looked stronger than ever. And that's going to reflect in the ring. You're going to see that. Francisco Aponte. Shakur ain't fight nobody. Oh, now you just don't like Shakur. Listen, just say you don't like Shakur and that will be enough. Just say you don't like Shakur. But in boxing, you cannot become a 3-division champion and a unified champion by fighting nobody. It's impossible. You could say he ain't fight nobody that I know, or he ain't fight nobody that I like, but you don't get to the pound for pound list, bro, by not fighting nobody. I do stuff. I'm not against. I just don't like Tio. Philosopher ass. Due to his personality and some of the things he does and says, a lot of people don't like Tio. Yesterday, man, he goes saying some goofy shit. Talk about, yo, you're gonna feel like you got my D in your mouth. Come on, man. You don't say that shit to another man. It's like Tio, he takes trolling to a level of disrespect that it makes fans not like him. You're supposed to troll your opponent if you want to, but there's certain things you just don't go into. My D in your mouth? What is you talking about, man? What the fuck is you? Remember when he was on the watermelon stuff and all the racist rants that he was doing? Now he talking about my D in your mouth. Like, T.O. be saying some dumb shit sometimes. You know, it's like, damn, I know you want to say anything to sell the fight, but there's some shit you don't got to say, man. That's just stupid. The Hydro Grind. Guys, it's just me or the stream is freezing, lagging every 45 seconds. Oh, shit. I'm freezing and lagging? Damn, man. I've been having issues over here with my electricity. Like in the block, something's been going on. So it may be happening because it was happening to me yesterday. Brascarell, Philly ain't sweet. Bro, in Philadelphia, you see how many tough fighters have come out of there. You see Jerron Booth's Ennis right now, and there's a lot of young fighters coming up in Philly. And it's like that, man. States that's not sweet, you see fighters coming out of them states. Tim's Hoodies. Buy the Ultimate 45, you get both pay-per-views upcoming. Tony T, and I heard the coach that has come into camp to help Tio saying that they're going to put constant pressure on Shakur. Very bad idea. He will be open to being countered with clean, hard shots. So I'm going to say this. I agree with you that he is going to open himself up, and then, you know, you could get cut, but you're going to have to do it, bro, because I think we all know that Teofimo's not going to be able to outbox Shakur. You're not outboxing him. So I feel like for him to make a push, he got to fight Shakur the same way that Maidana fought Floyd Mayweather. He lost to Mayweather, but he made it an interesting fight. That first fight, a lot of people felt like Maidana beat Mayweather. That's how competitive he was. So, and look at Murataya, who just beat Andy Cruz. That was a questionable decision, but he walked out of there with the W, right? Constant pressure from the first bell to the last bell. And he got the W. I think Teofimo knows that he's not going to outbox Shakur. And he said himself, I'm going to knock him out, and I think that's part of it. I got to knock him out. I'm not going to beat this guy on the cards. He's going to box the shit out of me. Hakeem, I prefer Shakur taking on Tio, but he might be only star able to compete at a catch weight with Inoue because of his size. He should capitalize. Nah, bro, impossible. You will never see Shakur. I'm not sure how you figure that Shakur and Inoue could meet up, but that's impossible, bro. Impossible. That will never happen. Why? Because number one, Shakur will never fight below 135. Never. You're never going to see Shakur going below 135. And you're never going to see the monster moving up to a weight just to fight somebody. Because that's the one thing about the monster. He a superstar. In his country, he a superstar. That's why he don't even got to fight in the U.S. He'll fight there, but he don't have to. He a superstar. And you never, I promise you, my brother, you're never going to see the monster fighting nobody at a catch weight. Like, yeah, I'm going to move up and fight you at a catch weight. You're not going to see it. Shakur and Inoue will never happen. Now, What can happen, a big fight that could happen for the monster, is Bam Rodriguez moving up to his weight, not a catch weight. He won't even meet Bam at a catch. Look, Bam is smaller. He won't even meet Bam at a catch weight. Bam is gonna have to go to his weight class, and we could see that fight. But Shakur, you know it, bro. You only see that in your dreams, my G. That'll never happen. Marie, no, Jay. I said that you don't understand what I mean, brother. So let it go. It's not conspiracy. It's not conspiracy. Do you watch videos? Don't you see everybody against Tio? And yeah, I believe even Crawford said boxing corrupt. Well, there's people going for Tio, but right here, my brother, when you say everybody, you don't see that you're exaggerating, because you don't see all the people here that saying that Tio Fimo's gonna knock him out. Right here in this chat, you're seeing it, Marie. Right here, you're seeing it. Just like you're seeing it right here, I'm seeing it all over social media. On IG, people hitting me up like, yo, Jay, you wrong. Tio gonna knock him out. On Facebook, people posting, Tio's gonna knock him out. So, of course, it's an exaggeration when you say everybody's on Shakur. That's not a fact. Everywhere where we having this conversation, there's people that see Tio knocking him out. That's number one. And then when you say the judges are for Shakur and everybody for Shakur, that's 100% conspiracy, Marie. 100% conspiracy. Crawford saying boxing is corrupt doesn't mean that these judges working this fight and this ref working this fight are corrupt and they sided with Shakur. You making that up out of thin air, fam. Out of thin air. Where do you get that from? From thin air. Marie, still, if they want some fighter to win, they will do anything to do that. Like I said, conspiracies, man. You know, you could be in conspiracies, but I'm not into conspiracies. The best fight is going to win. Why y'all mad? People who think prison is good for rich need to watch the movie Undisputed. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, prison ain't good for nobody. Nobody. No matter what you got. You ain't shit in prison. See, Grab, are you going to go live during the fight? 100%. And not just that, remember, all the big fights, I'm calling them live. I did it throughout 2025. 2026 is going to be no different. And for these type of fights, as exciting as they're going to be, you definitely going to hear the left to the mouthpiece, the right to the wig piece, the left to the toupee. Oh, the humanity. Devastating blow by Shakur Stevenson. Oh, yes, sir. Wes Dustin, hit the like button and get this sweet science. Appreciate it, my brother. Come on, my people. We about to get to an hour of action, and I don't even got 30 likes. People, there's some people that refuse to hit the like button. Like, yeah, I'm going to enjoy this shit. I ain't going to hit the like, though. God damn, bro. Hit the like button. Stop playing with me. Bam. I can see it. But both guys have not killed anybody in a bit, for real. No, that's a fact. But it could also mean that they do for stoppage. Wait a minute, not really. Because Shakur Stevenson stopped Josh Padley. Remember that. And then after that, he's only had one fight with Zepeda. Wes Dustin, I don't think so. Either, Clifton. The Hydro Grind. We got to admit those D jokes were good. Yeah, but, you know, if you tell it, and look, I'm going to tell you what makes it worse. Teofimo from New York. Well, he not from there, but he ended up growing up in Brooklyn or moving to Brooklyn at some point. Of course, Stevenson from New Jersey. In New York City, you tell somebody, put my D in your mouth, you're going to have to fight. We're going to have to fight. Like, those are the type of words that we're going to have to handle it right here. Or somebody might even get shot up. That's serious business in New York. People don't play that shit. That's like the ultimate disrespect. Army Dad, you coming through good. No issue with the video at all. Oh, I appreciate it, man. That's your weak-ass internet, the Hydro Grind. Hakeem, I don't believe Teofimo is a racist at all. He's abrasive intentionally. But people wish to shut him down. You see, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I had like a love-hate relationship with Tio. Like, I don't know him. I never met him personally. But there's times that I just couldn't stand him. Remember when he went on his racist stuff, that he was like calling people monkeys and talking watermelons and all that shit? For a moment that he had me convinced. I'm like, nah, this motherfucker's a racist. But then, you know, he got with Terrence Crawford and we're like, man, I'm trying to sell the fight. And then I've seen other people saying the same thing. Like, man, he a goofball. He'll say anything to sell the fight, including racist shit if he feel like he's gonna sell. And I think racist comments should be where you draw the line. Because once you convince somebody that you are racist, it don't matter if you was joking. That's it. To them, you a racist. I know people who already told me, nah, no matter what they say, that nigga's a racist. I don't want to hear it. Don't joke like that, because you convince people and they're going to hold on to it. Wes doesn't. I was telling my wife about that last Big Wally. When Keisha pressed him, he pushed too. He pushed out too. Remember when Keisha was applying that pressure on Teofimo? They supposedly had a little scuffle a while back, and supposedly Teofimo dad got knocked out. Supposedly they put hands on Teofimo dad, which is crazy. But Pop Dukes be wilding out. Pop Dukes be wilding. Let's be honest. Marie, West Dustin, nah, he ain't you for sure. Afro-American. Tio ain't racist. Don't lie, brother. Y'all use that to damage his image or something. Come on, Marie. Come on, Marie. Who goes around telling people, calling black people monkeys? Who does that? It's racist people, bro. Who goes around joking about watermelons and banana on black people? It's racist, Marie. You got to be more in tune with reality. Damn, you floating conspiracies about how the ref and the judges are against Tio. Conspiracy you made up out of thin air. But then the reality that he made racist comments, you're saying that we doing that to hit his image? Come on, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. Will, people that say Tio's gonna knock him out are out of their minds. I mean, I always say when a fighter never been knocked out, it's hard to make that prediction. It's hard to say you're going to get knocked out when you never been knocked out. But I believe that it can happen, but I'm not saying it confidently. Like, I know Shakur's going to knock him out. I know Shakur's going to beat him. I could tell you I'm standing on that easily. Shakur going to beat him. But I can't sit here and tell you I know it's going to be a knockout, because I honestly don't. Marie, yeah, I see some say, but brother, most picking Shakur to knock him out. Most picking Shakur. Wes doesn't. Nobody uses racists to win boxing debates. Tio says dumb racist shit. Wes doesn't. You hit the nail in the head. You hit the nail in the head. And I gotta tell you, was saying it, and the way he was saying it, racist. You fucking nigger! You fucking nigger! Huh? God damn, that's how you really feel in your heart? People don't go around saying it like that. I know who be saying it like that. Clifton Dennis. Nowadays, this generation says around NYC like it's cool. Nasty work. Nasty work. Now, there's some people out there that's not having it. That you say them words and we're going to have to fight on the spot. But it's crazy, man. It's crazy. The lunatic librarian. Not Bernard Hopkins. No white man gonna beat me. Joe Calzaghe. Same versus Plant versus Durrell. So the lunatic librarian saying no white man is gonna beat me is not the same as calling black people monkeys. It's hard to compare those two things, my G. Calling black people monkeys, that's about as racist as you can get. You don't get a lot more racist than that. Saying I'm I'm not going to lose to a white boy. I could take that as you trying to sell the fight. I could take that as you trying to be controversial. Because you're not calling white people anything. You're not saying anything disrespectful. You're just saying, a white guy's not going to beat me. Devin Haney said that too. Most people are not going to take that as you being a racist. Clifton Dennis, our generation, Jay, was totally different. That's a fact, man. That's a fact. I'm going to put it to you like this, bro. Our generation, you could be the hardest nigga out. And when this old lady coming up the block from work, the hardest nigga out, opening the door for her. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, ma'am? Opening the door for her. The hardest nigga out. When 45-year-old dude walk out his house, going to work, walking past, the hardest nigga out is like, hey, how you doing, boss? That's it. This generation don't respect nobody. That old lady that we show respect to, she might get robbed by this generation. This generation is going to rob her. Might even beat her ass. It's different now, bro. Shit is different these days. The lunatic librarian. Then the white man beat both of them. Wes Dustin, lunatic. That was racist. I can admit that. Why would it be different because the person is black? Same racist shit makes you a racist. Cut it out. That's the thing. We got to keep the same energy for everybody. But look, man, I'm going to be honest. There's always going to be racist fans in boxing that are always trying to make it about race, that are always trying to make it. And ultimately, if I see somebody, a fighter, saying racist stuff or doing racist stuff, I'm going to call them out for it. I'm not going to let it slide. For no fighter. For no fighter, I'm going to let that slide. I'm going to call them out on that. Every single time. Hakeem Broner can pull off running. His perception. Adrian Broner, come on, we know that he's a trash talker to an elite level. Remember when they asked him about this guy when he lost? Who was it that lost? And Broner was like, he got cooked. He got cooked. That shit was funny as hell, bro. Jose Cole, this is my weight class, man. If it ain't real, all it takes is that one unsuspecting hard blow. I don't want to see a half Mayweather style fight. It's going to be a good fight, bro. It's going to be a super competitive fight. The people who think that Shakur's going to be running, that Tio's going to be chasing them, they thought that when Shakur was going to fight Zepeda. And how did that play out for Zepeda? Even Zepeda himself, my brother, Zepeda himself, before the fight, he was in an interview where he was like, yeah, we know how Shakur fight. We're going to cut the ring. We're going to catch him, and I'm going to knock him out. I'm going to knock him out. Then he stepped in the ring thinking he was going to fight in a football field. And Shakur was like, nah, yo, step in the bathroom with me. Come step in the bathroom. Remember back in the days in high school? I don't know if they still do that. We're like, yo, let's go in the bathroom. Forget about the yard. Let's go in the bathroom, a small little space, and let's do what we're going to do over there. That's what Shakur did to Zepeda. Took him in the bathroom and beat the shit out of him. There was no running. There was no hiding. Just a beatdown from point blank range. I do stuff. A lot of Latinos in NY be racist in NY. Trust me, I'm Puerto Rican and from NY. He a racist. You see? And check this out, I do stuff. See if I'm wrong. Most of the times, the racist Latinos, it be the ones that look like that. It be the light-skinned ones. It be the ones that in some places, or they got family members that could pass off as white. It be those, in most cases, it be the white-looking Latinos that be racist. In most cases. I'm not saying always, but in most cases. But the way that Teofimo pops, I heard him say, you fucking nigger, you fucking nigger. I'm like, oh, he's saying that shit differently. The way he's saying it, he was convincing me. But then, you know, It's like I told you, some people, to sell a fight, they'll say anything. Don't say racist shit, because then you're going to convince us that you are racist. And yes, I've seen people who know Theo and who know them and been around them. I've seen people say, nah, look, he ain't no racist, man. He'll say anything to sell the fight. Nah, draw the line right there. Draw it. Double AD. Let's get back to fight, though. You got Shakur winning by a landslide. Well, Wes Dustin got it 10-2 in Shakur's favor. I think it could be a little bit closer, to be honest, than 10-2. I think it could be 8-4, maybe. But if Tio, because that's the one thing, yo, once you've been cut, once you had a big cut and it heals, you get hit real good in that spot, it's going to open right up. And if Shakur got him leaking, trust me, he's going to be targeting that, and it could be a stoppage due to that cut. So the lunatic librarian saying Shakur stopped Tio by cuts in the 10th round, that's a possibility. That's a realistic possibility. I do stuff. Shakur doesn't run. I don't know why they say that. He don't run. They say that because they don't like him. Simple as that. You know what's the reason why people say he run? Number one, they don't like him. And number two, they want to see him get hit. They hate the fact that he doesn't get hit, just like they hated it with Floyd Mayweather. When Floyd Mayweather fought, people wanted to see him get hit, and he didn't. So they didn't like him because of it. It's just that simple. The lunatic librarian. I'm going up to the casino. Put my money down. Brascarov. Behind the woodshed beatdown. Wes Dustin. B-Hop said he's a bathroom guy. He wanted to handle Bill Haney in there. You see? Because he old school. I'm 47 years old. We used to love going in, handling it in the bathroom. We're going to stand right there, point blank range, and trade them fisticuffs. Okay, don't for me over there. My peoples, I'm going to take a quick commercial break, quick hydration. Hold on. It's free to think. To be real, a black man says can't be racist. We the sole ops of the world. For no reason, when we speak, hate is justified. Nah, listen. And I've said this before. There's great people everywhere, great people in every race. And then there's racist people in every race too. And there's bad people in every race. I'm Dominican, I'm not racist, but I know Dominicans that are racist. Let's not get it twisted. So every country that you could visit in planet Earth, there's great people and there's pieces of shit. That's just the reality. Wes Dustin, fighting off the back foot ain't running. Of course it's not. Of course. Will, he dodged punches by going to the other side of the ring. Nah, that's cap, man. That's cap. Wally Ahmad, nowadays a lot of people are insensitive and say racist things, have racist views towards blacks. Then they try to change when ISIS on their doorstep. Then they want brotherhood. I'm going to have to rock with you on that. Because I've seen people be racist, but now ICE is cracking down. Oh, we want to unite with the community. So I get that. But I also understand the black folks that's uniting and supporting, because guess what? I already seen a video of ICE beating up a couple of black people. Nah, you ain't American. Bam, bam, bam. You gotta understand, yo. To some people perspective, ICE is the upgraded version of the KKK. I'm not saying it. That's just what I heard. My peoples, I'm going to take a quick commercial break for some hydration. I'll be right back. Stay with me, my peoples. We still talking boxing. We got a lot to talk about. I'll be back, fellas. Bam! My peoples, we back. Welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. Y'all know what we doing out here, man. Let me say happy Friday to everybody tuning in, man. Braska Rock. Now it's up to Shakur to make Tio pay for the shit talk. But can he? Let's go. It's gonna be a real good fight, man. That's why I've been telling people. Hold on, we got a dummy in the house. Let me get this dummy out of here. I don't got time for dummies this early. That's why I've been telling people it's not going to play out like the way people expect. Like the way a lot of people saying. It's going to be a competitive fight. It's going to be a good one. They're going to go back and forth. Both of these guys have a chip on their shoulder. Both of these guys want to show out. It is in New York City. It's going to be that type of fight. We're going to get that type of energy from both of these guys. The Lunatic Librarian. This is going to be a scrap. It is, 100%. That's why I highlighted Zepeda versus Shakur, where all these people were saying that Shakur was going to run all night long, and you saw what that turned into. Well, both their faces will be clean at the end of 12. Damn, how you come up with that? I don't know how you came up with that, but wait 24 hours. Take that little 24-hour break, and tomorrow we could talk about it. Clifton Dennis, he definitely not a runner. I saw him run once. He claimed he was injured, but 99% of the time, he's at connecting distance. Of course, bro. So, of course, Stevenson been that dude. It's just that people don't like him. So, if fans don't like you, those fans are always going to try to build the narrative around you. Look at Floyd Mayweather. What happened with Floyd? People used to say that he run too much, that he was boring, that they was falling asleep in his fights. And then Floyd turned into the biggest superstar boxing has ever seen. The most money, the most pay-per-view, the most popular. It's Floyd Mayweather. So what happened with him being so boring and him putting everybody to sleep and he don't got no power? Yet he ended up as the greatest of all time in the minds of most people. Dwayne Craig. Salute, family. Bam. So there's always going to be that narrative on Shakur Stevenson. The people who don't like him, they never going to like him. They're always going to float the same narrative about him. It was the same thing with Floyd Mayweather. It was the same thing with Terrence Crawford. Think about this. When Terrence Crawford was going to fight Canelo Alvarez, people were still bringing up the Gamboa fight. If Gamboa wobble him, imagine what Canelo's going to do to him. Beat the shit out Canelo. What happened? People didn't realize how dumb it was that you would bring up a fight from over 10 years ago to dictate what you think is going to happen with Canelo. 10 years ago, 100,000 divisions down. And you bringing that up. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So ultimately, people who don't like a fighter, they're always going to try to hold on to a narrative, hold on to a negative perception about that fighter. It's not really like that. They saw it versus Zepeda. They saw what Shakur did to Zepeda. How about what Shakur did to Jamel Herring, what he did to Oscar Valdez? Wes Dussel. Well, you must not actually watch boxing. When he come back from that break, maybe he'll have an explanation, but it be that way sometimes. It's free to think. To be real, anything a black man says can't be racial. We the so ops. Nah. That's not true. That's cap. You cap it right there, my G. Marie, I picked Shakur, but since 90% is picking Shakur too, I think I will switch my pick now. I got Keyshawn and Shushu and Adames. And I would pick Tio now. I risk it all now. You see, Marine? You're doing something that I never do. You're telling me, well, since everybody's picking this guy, I'm picking that guy. I don't pick nobody based on who anybody picking. I pick who I expect to win. That's it. That's the only thing I do. I analyze both fighters. I analyze the skill set, the style, and I'm picking solely on that. I don't care if everybody's picking for him to win or if everybody's picking for him to lose. I've been on both sides of it. When I picked Conor Ben to beat Chris Eubank Jr., 90% of the people went in here and told me, nah, you wildin'. In the rematch, Eubank Jr. is going to knock him out. It's going to be worse. I still picked him. So I'm used to picking the underdog. But if I pick the favorite because I feel like he's going to win, I'm not going to change that pick because everybody's picking him too. I'm trying to pick winners, my G. That's all I'm doing. I'm not picking based on who anybody else picking. Double AD. I did see an interview today. Tio was saying that in the amateurs, these guys would have hang with him because he wasn't good enough and he was a geek, etc. He has a chip on his shoulder and looks very focused. He was saying he'll never forget how they treated him. And I remember, I think I saw, it may be the same interview where he said that, Top Rank, they gave Shakur the signing bonus and he didn't get it. He was going to be like a good opponent or something like that. So you're right, he got a chip on his shoulder and he's accomplished a lot already in boxing. He's an accomplished fighter, one of the best young fighters of this era, and one of the most accomplished. But when you have two great fighters sharing the ring, somebody's going to lose. Somebody's going to have to take that out. Marie, I never did it too, but I picked this one on Tio will come differently. I never pick on emotions or feelings. Y'all know that, but I watched some videos. I saw something, but we will see. But you're saying it right here. You're like, well, I had Shakur, but since everybody's picking him, I'm going with Tio. That's not a good strategy, man. You're about to take an L. I hope you ain't putting no money on Tio. Might as well take that money, put it in your toilet, flush it. Next time you take a crap, flush that money down the toilet, fam. Dwayne Craig with the super chat vibes. Salute, my brother. Appreciate you. Good morning from Jersey. Oh, so you got Shakur winning this fight. Dwayne Craig, right? I know you got to be back in Shakur. That's what I would be expecting. Let me know. Let me know who you got, Dwayne Craig. And I appreciate you, my brother. Listen, anybody who hit the super chat vibes, man, I really appreciate that because that's another way for you to say, Jay Smith, I appreciate the boxing show. I appreciate boxing for breakfast. And I get up every morning, Mondays through Fridays, even Saturdays, this Sunday too. This week I'm doing boxing for breakfast all 7 days. And I don't do this for the money. I'm not doing this because I want to be famous. I do this shit. I mean, look, it's the inevitable because I'm nice. I am him. So yes, I am going to be famous. I hate it, I don't like to toot my own horn, but I will be famous and I'm going to be the shit in boxing. When they understand what's going on, I am going to be the guy. I am him. But I do this because I love the sweet science. I never done this for money. I never done this, to get attention. I do this because I love the sweet science. I know you guys love it too. So ultimately, I do this for y'all. I do this shit because I do this shit and I love it. Dwayne Craig all day. Whoa. Jamal James with the super chat vibes. Salute, my brother. Appreciate you. Thanks for the morning work. Shakur by split decision. Whoa. So you got a close fight. And I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm saying 8-4 for Shakur or even better. But I wouldn't be surprised if it is a split decision. And I don't want to see that. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I don't want to see that. You know why I don't want to see that, Jamal? And I promise you it happens like this. If Shakur wins by split decision, every single fan who said that T.O.'s going to win is going to say he got robbed. I don't even want to deal with that shit, bro. I don't even want to deal with it. I don't want to, because there's going to be an episode of Boxing for Breakfast on Sunday morning. Every time there's big fights, we got to do it on Sunday morning so we can react to those fights, right? So we're going to do Boxing for Breakfast this Sunday. And if it's a split decision, everybody and their mother who said Shakur was going to lose is going to say, yeah, T.O. Fimo got robbed. They robbed T.O. So I don't even want a split decision, man. I don't want to deal with that. Braskarog, CPR refresher class. Got a jet. Salute, my brother. Do your thing. Bam. Hakeem, Har says T.O. Mayel Shakur, no cap. You see? Be honest. That's being honest. And there's people who told me straight up right here on the show, look, Jay, I'm going to be honest. I want T.O. to win, but I know Shakur is going to win. And the funny thing about these two fighters is that they both have a lot of haters. They both have a lot of people that don't like them. There's a lot of fans who can't stand Teofimo Lopez, but there's also the people that don't like Shakur. They both got a lot of haters, let's be honest. Jamal, you're right. JJ said there has 30 likes. Let's get more for Jay Smith. I appreciate you, JJ. You always come through, always show love. You know what it is, man. We've been at it for almost an hour and a half. Some people going to hit that like button. Some people refuse. But we said it, man, in 2026, we're not going to be ghost watching. Why are you waiting for me to blow up to start hitting the like button? Start hitting the like button before I blow the fuck up, y'all. Libre. Hey, brother, God bless you. What's your prediction? The fight. I got Shakur. Yeah, I got Shakur winning by unanimous decision. But I believe that this could possibly turn into a stoppage. Real talk. Real talk. JJ said that Tio got robbed before the fight starts. Yo, to some people, look, somebody already said that the judges, the ref, and everybody on Shakur's side, and they could make him win. That's it. Ooh, Skipper Clipper in the building. Did you make a prediction on Keyshawn and Ortiz yet? Yes, sir. Good fight. Competitive fight. Jermaine Ortiz, my Dominican brother. But I got Keyshawn Davis winning it. That's just the reality. I got Keyshawn Davis winning this fight. Ramirez. Jay Smith, salute family. Bam. JJ said has 32 likes. Yes. 32 people who say, yo, this boxing breakfast morning show is the shit. Boxing for breakfast. Man, I'm giving you a healthy dosage of sweet science. Early in the morning. Mondays through Fridays. This weekend, there's going to be Boxing for Breakfast Saturday and Sunday. 7 days of Boxing for Breakfast. That's what you get in this week. Come on now. Ramirez, ¿qué pelea vamos a ver? We watching all these fights. Look, I'm going to tell you guys right now, and I got to figure it out. I'm going to be calling Shushu Carrington's fight. I'm going to be calling Carlos Adames' fight. I'm going to be calling Keyshawn versus Jermaine Ortiz. And I'm going to be calling Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. That's 4 fights. But Xander Sayas is going to be fighting in Puerto Rico in a different card. I want to call that fight too. So at some point, I might end up calling Xander Sayas' fight along with somebody else that's going to be on this card at the same time. I've only done that once. Some of you may have seen it. One time, I actually called 2 fights simultaneously. I had one on the TV, one on the laptop, and I went in on both fights. If I have to do that this Saturday, I will. Boxing for breakfast is always delicious and healthy. When you said that word, you reminded me that doing the movie, that they call them delicious. They're going to be calling no other man delicious. What kind of shit is that? Y'all imagine if my nickname was Delicious? Would you get on the chat like, yo, good morning, Delicious? That shit would be weird as hell. West does it. I don't like Ortiz energy. I really want him to win, but he looking a little shook. I panic, but I'm nervous. Look, the thing is, man, that Keyshawn Davis, he just a different animal, bro. He a different animal. He a different beast. And he apply that pressure on you. And that face off, he get in your face. So I think he may have, he intimidating, man. I think Jermaine Ortiz could make it an interesting fight, but going face to face with the dude, man, with Keyshawn, it ain't easy. Double A deep. Who's next for the winner of this fight? You mean for Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez? In that case, it looks like Teofimo, Shakur may be looking to move back down to 135, and he might go after none other than Raymond Morataya. I think that's a realistic fight, which, interesting enough, you may recall, it was like about a year ago, Shakur was trying to fight Morataya. He was trying to fight him. They didn't want to fight him. Now that Morataya is a world champion at 135, and Shakur's talking about going back down to 135, I think that fight is realistic. I think it could happen. But yeah, don't be calling no other man delicious, y'all. My peoples, I'm about to get the hell out of here. But before I do, I want to give a shout out to everybody who's been tuning in to Boxing for Breakfast, who's been showing love. The Lunatic Librarian, Double AD, Wes Dusset, Shaggy, Clifton Dennis, Ramirez, Skipper Clipper, Libre, Jamal James, salute my brother, Hakeem, Braska Raw, Dwayne Craig, Marie. Who else? The Lunatic Librarian, always showing love. I Do Stuff was in the building. JJ Sandé has Daniel Negron. My peoples. CJ Graff. Let me see. It's a lot of people who tuned in today, man, showing love. Ethan Weiss. Everybody else, man, I appreciate you. Y'all know what it is. We do this for the love of the sweet science. 7 days a week. That's what's going down this week because these fights is too good. So see you guys for tomorrow's episode. Yes, there is going to be a Saturday episode of Boxing for Breakfast this week. We got to do it. We got to do it. So I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Jose Cole, what's the deal, my G? We're going to be talking boxing. So tune in tomorrow, my peoples. Once again, one love to everybody. Appreciate everybody who hit the like button. Appreciate everybody who did. At least you tuned in. At least you checked it out. Even if you didn't double tap that screen, I appreciate you. I appreciate your hating ass. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, my peoples. I hope you enjoy this episode of Boxing for Breakfast. Jay Smith, I'm signing off, y'all. One love to everybody. Bam! We out of here.